Get ready for another episode of the B&B Lawn Care Podcast, a show that helps you stay positive, overcome challenges in your business, and most importantly, help you make more money in your lawn and landscaping business. Here's your host, Blake Albertson.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you are doing well today. This is gonna be the podcast, the video, the 20 minutes that you need. If you're going through something, if things aren't going the way you want, or if things are going good, it's a reminder to always prepare and set up that life comes in swings. It's not always perfect. If every day was the best day of your life, it would just be normal, right? So sometimes the best times are followed. Sometimes the best times follow the worst times. Okay? And you got to realize that in every single person's life, stuff happens. It sucks. It's part of life. So the 20 minutes, today's 20-minute rant, some motivation. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a normal, regular, everyday guy. Okay? I run a lawn and landscape company. If you guys don't know me, B&B Lawn Care. Check us out everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, BB Lawn Care KC. Let me tell you what this is fueled by. And then we're going to get into the rant here. I got a comment last night, okay, on YouTube. A comment on YouTube. Wonder what it could be. Shout out to Mike. I got to read you this comment. Because I'm not going to lie, dude, like, it hit me like a ton of bricks. You know, the whole, like, influencer world, the YouTuber world, like, kind of has this negative connotation towards it. You know, when you talk about, like, you know, you guys know how it is, right? This right here is the only way I want to be called an influencer, is if I influence somebody to better their life and to change their life. And that's what this whole video and podcast is going to be about today. Here's the comment from Mike. It was my daughter, Brinley. It was a video of her shoveling snow. I uploaded it onto YouTube. We were just playing around, right? He said, enjoy those times. They grow up too quick, bro. Started watching you years ago and quit my job to start my lawn care business. My daughter is now 6, and that's the best decision I have ever made in my life, to quit my job and chase my own dream, and to be free from the 9-to-5 and to spend more time with my family. Thank you for inspiring me, and I'm beyond grateful for you paving the way for me to have the lifestyle I currently have. Thank you, man, from the bottom of my lawn caring heart. Honestly, bro, thank you. In honor of this, I would like to take the time and let my daughter type this to you. Thank you for inspiring my daddy to work for himself so he can spend more time with me and my mommy. Even reading that is like, that is... If I can spark one little kick you in the butt moment ever, it makes everything that I've ever done worth it. To read that. I just had a picture fall. Okay? There's some energy in this room, man. I inspired somebody to better their life. He's happier. He's changed his children's life, his wife's life. His family has changed. They're happier people. Man, it's insane. So, first off, congrats to him. I appreciate that nice comment. Like, it's insane. But I got to tell you, the title of this podcast is 1 year ago, I almost quit lawn care. I've actually recorded this whole podcast a couple days ago. This comment right here came in last night, and I said, you know what? I'm going to delete that other podcast and record this one because it's not about me. It wasn't about what happened to me a year ago, but it's a bigger story that each of us will experience in life. Okay. It's already been 5.5 minutes and I'm speaking. Let me get to the point. Okay. A year ago, I broke my wrist. No big deal, right? From the outside, it's like, okay. Couldn't find any employees. Okay. Started losing yards because we could not maintain them quick enough because I couldn't find people to help and I couldn't do the work. I had to be super careful with my hand because we were trying to make it basically this scaphoid bone it's like this, okay? So it was broke in the middle, if you're watching on YouTube. It was still perfectly lined up, but if it shifted, if it got bumped, I would have to get surgery to get it back into place and a screw put through the middle. Okay, so I was trying to be super careful. We couldn't maintain yards quick enough. We were losing properties. People that I've had customers for 6 years said, Blake, we love you. We understand that what's going on with you right now. But unfortunately, our property, the grass is super long. It's not getting maintained enough. We might come back in a year or two when you get all this figured out. But for now, we have to quit. I felt like a loser. I felt like my whole world was crumbling. My wife, stays at home, takes care of our children. I had 2 kids. I have a house. I have life, dude. The business is our life, right? And so, man, I would sit at home literally at night crying. First off, I was in pain. Second off, I felt I had this cast on. I'm a grown man and I didn't feel free. I felt like I had handcuffs on and I felt like my business was crumbling. I was letting my family down. I was letting everybody that follows me down. I was letting myself down. Sucked. Worst thing in the world. I don't think I could go through it again, but it was a pivotal moment in my business and in my life that I had to realize that I can't be the only chain in what brings income into my family and to what keeps my business afloat. So after that rough, hard time that we're all going to go through, my business is better because of it. My family's better because of it. My life is better because of it. We've grown our business because of that moment, even though it was a tiny little moment that seemed catastrophic and then it was never going to get better. It got better and it's changed our life. Okay, so what I want to tell you is you will go through a tough time. I have another tough time coming somewhere down the road. It's called life. Okay, what I've realized, I'm going to be 27 next week. What I've realized in that time is that one, nobody cares. Outside of your immediate family, nobody cares if you're going through tough times because everybody else goes through tough times. So you got to be the one you're solely responsible for fixing it. You're solely responsible for bringing yourself and your family out of it. So you got to realize that nobody cares. Nobody cares when you're doing good. Nobody cares if you're doing bad. It's part of life. There's a ton of people in the world. They have their own stuff going on. You cannot rely on other people to save your life. Nobody's coming to save you. So you have to save yourself. Okay? We all go through tough times, but the good times come from the bad times. As weird as it says, as impossible as it seems, that is what happens. So I got to tell you, if you're going through something right now, figure out why it happened, figure out how you're going to get out of it, and what you're going to change to make sure it never happens again. Okay? As you saw from that comment, Mike made that leap of faith, which is probably scary. I've never had another job. I had a job. I boxed fireworks up at a seasonal, 1 or 2 month job at a firework tent when I was 16, 17. And I was still doing lawn care, but I've never had another job. So I can't imagine having this W-2 stable with quotes on it, income, a family, bills. To make that leap is insane. But again, just like everything else in my life, you got to make the leap. Any regret that I have, every regret that I have, and I don't believe in living with it, but I look back and I go, man, I wish I would have done this. If you're like me, and listen, I bounce around a lot. I think I have like some disorder that's not, it's not, whatever. It's okay. I have a free-flowing mind. Okay. I talk about a lot on YouTube that I've always suffered with self-confidence, with being outgoing with people, with talking in public and talking to people, which is so weird because I've made YouTube videos for almost 10 years now. And I've kind of brought myself out of it a lot. I've spoke on stages. I've spoke. See, here we go. I've talked in front of a bunch of people, right? And I'm still like, no way, fully, like I still have that little boy basically inside of me, that scared little boy when I have to talk in front of people. It's so weird. I don't know why. But every moment in my life that I look back on, the only thing I wish I would have been is a little bit more confident, a little bit more risky, okay? Which is weird coming from somebody that doesn't like to take risk and isn't that confident. The only regrets I have in life is the moments that I wasn't confident and I didn't take that risk. Okay, that could have been buying. I've had so many little opportunities to buy equipment, like crazy deals, right? And I was like, I just don't want to spend the money. I just don't want to spend the money, and I might not ever get those opportunities again, right? It can be little things like that, or it could be major leaps of faith, some risk involved, but the reward, like I'll never see that reward because you never took the risk. So what I'm telling you guys is we're all going to go through bad stuff. We're all going to go through bad times. You got to buck up. You got to pull yourself out of it because there's really nobody else coming. There literally is nobody else coming. You got to get out of yourself. Let's go back to my problem last year. Imagine I dedicated my whole life to lawn care, to this business, to owning my own business, right? I didn't go to college. Well, I went to college. I dropped out. I don't even know the story because I was dating Natalie, and I remember she did some of my homework or like tests or something, and then I just never signed back up. I never went back. So like I basically wasted that year and a half of going to college, but yeah, I have nothing to show for it. I don't even know. Once I got a D, I was like, all right, a D in accounting, and I run my own business. I'm like, I have an accountant, you know? Why do I need to know this? I don't understand I don't know why I got a D. I still don't understand it, but I'm like, I pay a guy. So who cares? Anyways, I had to realize that the problem with my business last year was you had me. What do they call that? The spoken wheel kind of business where you're like that middle hub, right? As the business owner. And if you are doing every single little part of the business, everything, you're doing the actual work, the marketing, the behind the scenes, the paperwork, the invoicing, the estimates, the marketing, you can't do it all. The maintenance. Something has to give, and then you still have to have a normal life, right? So I realized that even last year, I was still too big a part of my own business. That might come off strange, especially if I'm not explaining it correctly, but I do firmly believe that listen, things just happen. Even if they're temporary things, right? Like a broken bone. Or a more serious one where you lose a limb or you cannot go out there and work in the heat. And this is your source of income. You have to build a business that allows for employees to take on roles that you don't have to fulfill those anymore. And it's not always just as easy as, if I get to that point, I can hire somebody and they can do all the work. It doesn't work like that. Like if you haven't, I've hired, even in my little small business where we only have a couple people working at a time, right? I've probably hired and went through, I don't know, 50 people throughout my business. It doesn't always work out. It's not always just as easy as, oh, I'm going to pay somebody. People think $15 an hour. Nobody's going to do what you want for $15 an hour anymore. First off, that's the first problem. But really, this is how people see it. They're like, oh, I'll do all the work. If something comes up, I'll just pay somebody $15 an hour to take over the truck. That is such a hard process. It's you don't know what you're doing. There's so much you have to learn if you've never had employees before, that it's not just a turnkey. You have to create a turnkey company. It's not just there. I promise you, people, though you've been doing this for 5-10 years and you understand, and you like something comes up, a belt breaks on a mower and you've never changed one before, you can kind of just go, I can pretty much figure it out. But for a business owner to hire an employee to do that, you have to have a fully written plan. They call them in the business world SOP, a standard operating procedure. You have to have a procedure telling the employee exactly the tools needed and how to change that belt. Everything has to be a system. Let me tell you the best example in the world. Ready? I think I told this on a stage once when I was talking in front of other business owners. From a business owner's standpoint, we're out mowing solo, okay? A tire pops. Luckily on our Exmark, if you're watching on YouTube, Laser Z, we have the popless tires, the Tractus tires. They don't, if a nail goes through them, they just keep on rolling. There's no air. You pop a tire, okay, as a business owner. You're out working by yourself. You'll probably get that resolved in a little while. The thing about a new business owner, what they don't know, let's say you bought a mower, you bought some trimmers, blowers, trimmer line, gas, oil, a truck trailer, and you go and hire 2 employees. Congratulations, we're off to the races. We know what we're doing. Day 1, it's rough, man. You got a couple customer complaints. They forgot these trees because you don't have a system. You don't know. The way you think you mow your yard, you think everybody mows their yard like that. But you realize that, you have to teach your employees a system to trimming. As silly and stupid as that sounds, yep, I have a system for edging, for trimming, for mowing. You want to know what it is? Okay. For mowing, you start the right side of the property. You mow around the house, around all the flower beds, shooting everything, the discharge chute facing away from the house, from the beds. Okay. Then you mow all the way around the perimeter. Then whatever direction you're going, right? You go down the middle. If you're going diagonal, okay? You go back this way, then you go back around, you go that way, you finish out the design and whatever for mowing. For edging and trimming, the same way. You have to figure out directions to make sure you're not shooting rocks towards the house when you're edging or trimming. And we have a system. We go around the full perimeter of the property before we start cutting in and going into the trees and things in the middle of the property. That's how you... If you start edging half the fence, then you go do a tree, then you go do another tree, and then you'll see an employee walk back towards the house and start doing that, and then they forgot half the fence in a tree in the corner. Okay? It's hot, it's sweaty, you've been doing 10 lawns that day. If there's no system, and you just go, let's go get that tree, then let's go hit that tree, and let's go hit that mulch bed, let's go hit that tree, now let's do the fence, you're going to forget something. Because there's zero system. So let's go back to the tire analogy, okay? You got 2 employees. You have no operating procedures, okay? You've never told anybody what to do if something happens because you've never experienced that. They're 2 new employees. You thought you'd hire people and they're off to the races. Tire pops in the mower. There's a nail in the tire. It's sitting by the ramp gate. I'm the ramp gate right here, my hand. The mower's right behind the ramp gate. Okay? And they're standing there. What do we do? The tire's popped. Let's go look around the truck and trailer and see if there's anything we can find. Oh, that's about 10, 20 minutes. They don't find anything. Is there a spare tire anywhere? No. Okay. Let's call the boss. Or they'll sit there and fiddle with it for a little while. Waste a half hour, 45 minutes. You think I'm lying. This is real world, bro. Real world. They might stand there for an hour. Dicking around is what I would call it. Trying to figure it out. What do we do? By the way, nobody's coming up with a solution. Nobody's calling the boss. And nobody is trimming and blowing and finishing off the properties. Like literally just wasting time. They don't know what to do. They're stuck. Okay? It's a mental and physical block because they have no clue what to do. There's no plan. So they get around to calling you. What do we do, boss? The new business owner stops what he's doing. I'll be there. I'm 25 minutes away. I'll be there in 25 minutes. Business owner gets there 25 minutes later, sees the pop tire. All right, let's get it back into the trailer. We're going to go to the local tire shop and try to get this patched and repaired. Okay? I mean, we are seriously already an hour and a half in, okay, to this problem. Now you and your crew, 2 employees plus you, taking the time to drive and wait at a tire store to get this sucker replaced. Okay? Or maybe you have thought about this and made the investment into a spare mower. You have 2 mowers. You either have it at your house or at the storage place, or it's on the truck if you're really smart. So you go switch out the mowers, right? You just take off the tire, take that to the tire shop as the business owner. They keep going now 2 hours later with the other spare mower. You're off to the races. You wasted 2 hours. They finished that property. 2.5 hours, they're out of there. Okay? After finishing the property up. Man, everything's going down, man. We got a light going down over here. Or you send your guys to the tire shop and they wait there for an hour to get this thing patched. And they waste 3 hours. They go back to the property. I mean, these are all things that have happened. I'm talking from personal experience. This happens in businesses every single day when there's not a plan. You never thought when you opened up a business, you just spent $40,000 on equipment to go pay $50 to have a plug kit in the back of your truck and a battery-powered air compressor. So you can fix these problems right on the dot, on the dime. Teach your employees how to do it. It's a 10-minute fix. In and out. Boom. We fixed it. No big deal. But I've had this happen 1.5 million times in my business, and we had no freaking clue what to do because we've never experienced these problems before. And I just thought that the employees I paid would figure it out and get all the yards done, and I'd still be making money. But when you're wasting 2-3 hours on a problem like this, and employees just have the chance to sit back and just, I don't know what to do. The boss never told us what to do. They'll blame you because you're to blame. You never came up with a plan. So business isn't always easy. There's always going to be little problems like this. You can either cry that there's going to be nails in the yards. You can be mad at your customers. You can do whatever you want. But when you come up with a plan, make the investment into airless tires, have a plug kit and a battery-powered air compressor on board your trailer, come up with a plan. Now, I never lose an ounce of a second worrying about a flat tire anymore. Because the problem I have, my guys know exactly what to do if it happens. To be honest with you, I will not. I might get a phone call or a text to make me aware of the problem, but I am not dropping. If I get the text right now, I'm not dropping everything I'm doing, turning off the podcast, and going to fix the tire. The tire is going to get fixed. And it's not by accident. It's by A, having awesome employees, and 2, having the correct tools and equipment and experience and procedures on what to do. It's no big deal. It was the same thing with blades. I noticed about 2 years ago where A, we weren't sharpening blades frequently enough, okay, which is not good for the lawn, and you can really tell, right? But we would bring the equipment and all the employees, right, back to my house in my garage. Sorry for my dog. She's crazy. Back to the house, bring the mower into the garage, jack the mower up, take off the mower blades, sharpen the mower blades, put the blades back on the mower, drop the jack, put the mowers back in the trailer, and they would leave and go mow. And that is an hour because you greased up everything, right? Talk for 20 minutes. That's an hour of time for both of your employees. That's 2 man hours that you literally are wasting profit. You're wasting your money. You're wasting time. Everything. It's just literally pointless. So I thought, why don't we keep a super jack from ballardinc.com? Save 10% off with BB10. Sorry. I do appreciate when you guys use it. It's just like a meme now. Like anytime you mention it, you have to mention your discount affiliate code. Okay. We keep a super jack in the trailer along with sharpened spare blades. Okay. So now when we need to change blades, it's a 5-minute thing. So we have an impact, everything that you need to change blades in there. You just go in the street, put the super jack up, lift the mower up, take the impact. Zzz, zzz, zzz. The blades drop down. You put the fresh blades in. You put the other ones in a dull pile, right? You're back in business, back mowing. Nobody worries about a thing. There's no sharpening out in the field. Nothing. We even have Ballard has this dope scraper. I think it's like a pro scraper. I don't know what it is. We have that in the trailer. So if there's ever a clump in the corner of under the deck, just doop, blow it off into the sewer. I don't know, wherever you want to blow it off into. Okay? We blow that thing off. You're back in business in 5 minutes. So I took an hour-long issue. And this can be done by one person, by the way. So it doesn't even interrupt whoever's trimming. Okay? It's like, it's genius. Like I'm literally making money back in my pocket because we no longer have to waste that time. Time is the killer of all businesses. Okay? Time's the killer of all of us as individuals, but whatever. If that is literally making you money by coming up with those inefficiencies, solutions to inefficiencies. So we took an hour-long problem, we made it a 5-minute problem. No big deal. Okay? And then, well, Blake, what about, like, this is like the person that doesn't just take action. Okay? Just do it. Go to ballard-inc.com, type in your mower, and order 4 sets of blades. Spend a couple $100, save 10%, BB10, get a super jack, buy an impact, and put it all in your trailer. And you're literally saving an hour a week times how many employees you have, times how many weeks you're going to mow. You're going to pay all of that off and make money back in your pocket from labor savings, tax savings with payroll taxes, payroll savings. It's insane. That's the killer in price, not $100 blades. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. do it. Make those investments. So, sorry, I got a text. I shouldn't have been looking at my phone. I'm sorry. Anyways, you can do this in business. I say all of these instances because sometimes even those small issues, I'm preaching to the choir here because I had the other day an issue that just honestly kept me up in the middle of the night, like literally 2 nights ago. So I had 8 yards of mulch dropped at a property. We put cones around it. I had 7 yards of mulch dropped at a different property, put cones around it. And my guys were on that 7-yard mulch job. And about 3/4 of the way through, they ran out of mulch. Okay. There's no more deliveries this week. The work truck is busy mowing. So it's not really like it's a process to like stop what it's doing, drop the trailer, go pick up mulch, go drive to that property, dump the mulch, go back to the trailer, hook it up, and then go back to the route, right? It's a waste of time. So I don't know why that bothered me, because it was my mistake. Like, who cares about, like, you're going to make mistakes every once in a while. You can't be perfectly on all the time, right? Like, I'm off by a few yards of mulch. Like, is worrying about it about $100 in mulch price or whatever it's going to cost? I think it's going to end up costing like $100 for me to mulch that. I'm still making money on the property. But like, worrying about that, making one $100 mistake this year is not crumbling my business. You know what I'm saying? So keep perspective in mind. Like, I literally told myself that. when I was like worrying about it. I'm like, man, do I not know what I'm doing anymore in business? Why am I short on mulch? It's just not like me. I'm always a little bit over, or I'm perfect. And we can just dump it a little bit thicker on one little part and I'm done. So anyways, I thought I'm not going to worry about this anymore, because if I can just pay $100, it's a tax deduction, it's material cost. Like, it's literally no big deal. It's not going to change my life at all. Why worry about it? So I stopped worrying about it. The other one was a customer-infused worry. The 8-yard mulch job. They dump it. I go there. I had to do some prep work. I posted it on Instagram, like some edging. And she comes out. She goes, I don't think that's going to be enough mulch. I go, I'm kind of looking at it now. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough mulch, but when we come and install it, if we need more mulch, I'll just get more mulch, and it'll be totally on me since I quoted it. And yeah, no worries. We'll get it done regardless. That's what I said. She said, okay. So then after this is all in the same day, by the way. So I had that conversation. Then later they ran out of mulch. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, because customer A said it's not going to be enough mulch. Customer B really didn't have enough mulch. Now I'm losing a bunch of money. Okay. Customer A's property, we had the perfect amount of mulch. So I was spot on with my quote. Customer B's, the only problem and missed estimate that I've had all year. It cost me $100. Boo-hoo. That's where we're at. So life is weird. Worry is weird, because looking back, the hindsight thing everybody talks about, you realize it's no big deal in life. Hold on, I got to turn my camera. If anybody is a podcast professional or a video professional, can you please find me a camera that doesn't turn off recording after 30 minutes. Because every time I do a podcast, I get to 35 minutes and I see that the camera has turned off and it's driving me crazy. So streamline your inefficiencies, take those leaps of faith, have a little confidence, my new saying is going to be calm and confident, because that's how you have to be in life. You have to make decisions calmly, rationally, confidently. Okay, so let's make 2023 the year that we streamline inefficiencies, we go above and beyond for people, we have a little confidence. We know what we're doing, man. You're going to take on the year, you're going to crush it, and take the leap of faith, because you're going to look back on things and be like, it wasn't as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be. You know, like everything in life, you're like, it really wasn't that big of a deal. Like I look back now, I had the opportunity to buy a UTV, a dope one, for $5,000. They go for $25,000. Now, I freaking regret it. But boo-hoo, I can't go and do anything about it. But it's so funny because at the time I'm like, I don't want to spend $5,000. Now I look back, I go, I could have spent $5,000 and sold it for 18. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, you look back in life and you go, the decisions weren't that big. Like, let's say right now you're debating, should I take the leap and run my own business and quit my job? Am I going to be able to support my family? Am I going to be able to pay my bills, my mortgage, my car payments, all this stuff? What about insurance? That was a huge debate. Like a huge problem in our life. By the way, if you don't know the story about our health insurance, 1 month before our twins were born, due, my wife got fired from her job. Thanks, corporate America. It's the greatest company in Kansas City to work for. The greatest. I mean, dude, all high school, they would come to the job fairs and all this stuff. Preach this company. It's the best company, the best employer in Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah, they fired my wife 1 month before our twins came. It was a disaster. We thought, oh my gosh, if you don't know, twins have the reputation of being born early. Okay. And when babies are born early, sometimes they have to go to what's called a NICU. If you younger, I didn't know what a NICU was. NICU's this place, both of our kids were in it for 21 days, probably cost a few $100,000 was the bill. To have our kids was $300,000 to $400,000. And they didn't have any real health problems. They just had to be in there due to their weight and size. So, to not have health insurance when your babies are born is a giant $500,000 issue. For us, it was. Okay, we figured it out. Life moves on. Looking back, it's that sucked. But we powered through it and we made it happen. Okay? My wife was a baller and got another job with health insurance. Anyways, you can make all these questions and talk yourself out of making that leap of faith. And you have to look 5-10 years back into the future. Okay, so if you stay at this job making 50,000, whatever, 60, whatever you're making, and you're unhappy as crap, and you hate your life every single day, and you realize that you're going to work there for another 30 years, and you hate your life, and you want to make the leap of faith and jump and start your own business, in 5 years, you're still going to hate your life. But if you make the leap, you have a month. If it's springtime right now and you're making a leap of faith, you have a week or 2 weeks and you can be totally stable in your income. Literally, that's how quickly things can happen in the springtime because there's so many people looking for services. So you might look back in a month and be like, well, that wasn't that big of a deal. Like, you're telling me to make what I make at my job, all I have to do is just sit on a mower and listen to podcasts and music for a day, like for 5 days a week, and just do what I love to do. And I don't have to listen to some boss yell at me all day. Yep. You don't have to file all your files and sit in your cubicle. You don't have to do it. You don't have to go to college. That was a huge thing. Like, everybody's always told me to go to college. And then I never went back. And I was like, wait, when is the moment? When is the moment where, like, I'm going to hate this part, where I'm not in school? And, like, is it coming? Because all that's happened since then is, like, I just keep making more money and being happier and happier. You know, like, so life isn't always, like, take everything with a grain of salt. Like, life isn't always how they've always said it to be. This could be another 45-hour conversation from me because I'm so passionate about it that all your whole life you're a loser if you don't go to school and you don't go get a job. You don't do everything that I don't. But I make more money than the people that are saying all this crap. Like, I don't know. Like, I failed that I got a D in that account. Maybe I failed that accounting class. I don't remember in college. But, like, I'm making more money than that professor and everybody in that room. And all I have to do is, like, write a check once a month to my accountant, and he just does all that crap. So it doesn't matter what grade you got in that class. It doesn't matter. That's what ended my rant. All I'm saying is, dude, just do what you freaking want to do. Do it with confidence and do it the best of your ability and go above and beyond for people. And it's going to work out just perfectly fine. So if you're having that moment that you don't know what to do and you're taking that leap of faith or things aren't going the way you want it, all you got to do is just push through. Make it happen. Figure it out. Change some things to make sure that it's not going to happen again. If you're making that leap of faith, figure out the money that you need to make to pay your bills, okay? Figure out what the pricing you need to be at for, let's say you're going out and doing lawn mowing. How many yards you need at what price to pay your bills. Go get those things the second, let's say it's 15 yards. The second you get your 15th yard, quit your job, go out and go guns blazing on your lawn care business. Go talk to all the neighbors, post on everything on Facebook, go get on Google My Business, start a website, go put signs in yards, go talk to freaking every single person. I'm open for business. Call me at this number if you need your yard mowed. You're going to get 50 accounts. You're going to be making more money you made at your job. You're going to be loving your life. You're not going to hate your life. And you're going to look back and be like, why did I worry 1 second about any of this? Because I'm a little bit comfortable in my job because they, fund a 401k and they pay health insurance. But you're going to figure it all out. You're going to figure out all that crap and you're going to be happy and you're going to go off to the races. In 5 years, you're going to look back and be like, it wasn't that big of a deal. Why did I even worry 2 seconds? That's what you get here on a Saturday when Blake Albertson is ranting. Have a great day. Go crush it.
Thank you for listening to the B&B Lawn Care Podcast. We hope you got some golden nuggets that you can implement into your lawn and landscaping business. If you enjoyed today's show, be sure and leave us a 5-star review. Connect with us on all social media platforms by searching at BB Lawn Care KC. Keep grinding, keep striping, and stay positive out there, friends.